French, just a little toast to the opening of your season. I have a message too that's arrived at the studio. Say best wishes to Ray Martin and the new season. If he is not the best TV host in Australia, I'm a Dutchman. From Hans van Gelder of Amsterdam.
When do you calm down? I mean, you're always as frenetic as this, even...
You excite me, Ray. It's you that get me going. Backstage, I was moggadoned out. They were slapping me around the face, saying, "Come on, it's live telly, get yourself going." I said, "No, nothing. I was on the beer last night in Melbourne. Nothing will move me." But the minute I see the little tie and the little lovely twinkle in the eye, I'm up there and I'm grooving, man.
When this is over, you'll be back
the
there
minute
again.
I'll be like that. Be like that. When you turn off your personal electricity, Ray, I'm dead, man. I can't.
I tell you, it's not easy being a straight man of the world, but somebody's got to do it.
You're at work now, and I saw you cursing at those people around you just before we started rolling. So
Did you see that too, did you?
you know, yeah, I saw the whole thing, and you folks at home, Ray is just like you or me. He's a mean son of a bitch.
Hello again. Tonight, laughs and larrikins. And there's been a whole heap of them here in this production office. I mean, an hour and a half of live variety television every day. The ghosts of comedy are everywhere.
Yours?
Tonight, we've got an hour chock-a-block full of stand-ups, sit-downs, full about mayhem and mistakes. Those magic moments that make live seat-of-the-pants TV. We've got some funny yarns too from the best storytellers in the business. So, brace yourselves. First up, the bloke Paul Hogan reckons is the funniest man in the world, Robin Williams.
Australian rules football's amazing. I don't think you'd find a lot of players in America going, "Yeah, right, a scrum. I'm gonna put my head in another man's bum." That sounds good.
Hey, Bob, great. This is really a great game. Why haven't you called me? I've missed you.
So, I mean, I watched it all weekend. It's incredible. God, the stuff you can get away with in that game is incredible stuff.
What, you mean the brutality?
No, not that, yes. I mean, just men with men doing manly things. Good game, Bob. Good game, Bill. Good game, Tom. Real good game.
You dropped something. I'm kidding.
I mean, it's a great thing to watch. God. Do you actually have people go, playing without pads in Australian rules football, has that affected you?
No. Not wearing a helmet is not affected me.
It's amazing to watch. Cricket, too, is fun. Most Americans can't understand it. To them, it's like baseball on Valium. They don't know. They can't. Good. It takes 3 days. But yet, I watched one thing. I noticed that when you pitch the ball in cricket, the guy gets to go like this for a long time. It's basically walking around like this. If that was an American baseball, a guy'd be going, "Man, I'm not hitting that ball." Not until you put like a prophylactic on it. Some strange stuff on that ball, not just spin. Don't tell me.
I don't know. It's an unusual sport, John. I'm just seeing it now. But hey.
Now, there was a lot of speculations, fairly heavy money, that you were going to win that Oscar. Were you disappointed?
For about 2 seconds, yeah. And then they keep the camera on you where you have to go, "Oh, I'm real happy for you, Michael." Hey, Mike! No! Someone said it'd been real funny if I'd wanted to go up and go, "I'd like to thank my father, Kirk." No. It's a real hard call when you don't win and you have to just sit there smiling like, "Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, am I happy. Cut away! Cut away now!" Sometimes when you watch the Oscars, I should have a little warning, do not operate heavy machinery and watch the Oscars, because after about 4 times, you see, I can't imagine people are sitting at home going, Helen, come in, quick, it's the Irving Thalberg Award." No, we don't want to miss that, do we? Sorry, I sprayed you. It's okay. You have a prophylactic on you. You're safe. Safe broadcasting. We know. It's a strange night when you realize under every seat there's a little pool of Perrier, you know. And everyone is so happy to be there. And Cher, boy, I wonder who makes her outfits. Little spiders, I think. I mean, somebody should just come in there, just pull one thread.
I thought they did.
They did. It's wonderful. And boy, people are, you can see the cameraman going, can I pan down? No.
Can we get serious for half a second?
Surely, if you want.
Can you give us a version of Elmer Fudd
Yes, sir.
singing Bruce Springsteen?
Oh, we'll try that. I can see that's a big popular thing here. I can see the crowd going, oh, yes, do that. Oh, that would be fabulous.
Would you like to hear him do Elmer Fudd's version?
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm driving in my car. I turn on the radio. I pull you a little closer. You just say no. You say you don't like it. I say you're a liar. But when we get, it's like fire.
Yeah, now you come in the... Thanks.
He's a madman. Absolutely extraordinary. I think sometimes Robin doesn't know what's going to come out of his mouth next. Talking about mouths, kids, I know that you wouldn't be silly enough, but don't ever let your mum or your dad do this.
So what I have here is a light bulb. Now this is just not a fake, it's a real light bulb, as you can see. What we're going to do is pop down the light bulb, bring up the money, and then we'll return the light bulb. So in goes the light bulb, up comes the money, and then we'll shut up the light bulb. Can you just sort of take that from there and put it in my mouth nice and slow, and we'll suck that down in the gut.
Now again, anyone at home, do not do this.
Remember, do not try. It's
Don't
very,
try
very
this.
dangerous.
Very dangerous.
This was a trick that my uncle used to do when I was a little kid, and it used to freak me out. Watch this. Yeah! Ah! Ah!
Nice to see you, Marie.
Thank you for having... Sorry to interrupt you.
I think that's probably it, eh? Not exactly stand-up comedy, is it? Well, from bad slapstick to great storytellers and great stars.
There was a big dinner and it got a bit dull. And I'd never met the Queen, but I was sitting on a dais with her. And there was another man between me and her, you know, more important than me.
But excessively boring.
Yeah, exactly. And eventually, the Queen was watching all the goings-on and these speeches were droning on. And she came over and leaned on Princess Margaret's shoulder. She'd never spoken to me. I'd only met her coming in. I jumped, I said, yes, you're, I couldn't think of what to call her, Your Majesty, or whatever it was. And she said, do you know any jokes? And I was stunned by this because I didn't think the Queen told jokes, you know, and I'd never thought of her as having a sense of humour. So I said, yes, I know lots of jokes. And then I thought, oh my God, I don't know any I can tell her. So I said, you tell me one first. So she told me a joke, which I didn't say. I laughed rather sycophantically, but I'd already heard it. But I figured if I didn't laugh, I'd go to the tower or something, you know. So
this is what you told...
This is a joke I told the Queen, because I know very few clean jokes, unfortunately. And this is a clean one. It's a story of a double glazing salesman, and he's phoning round trying to drum up business, and just phoning a house on the off chance, you know, trying to get some business. And he phones this house, and obviously a little boy answers. So he says to the little boy, he says, what is your name? And the little boy whispers, George. So he says, how old are you, George? He says, I'm 4. So he says, is your mummy there? So he says, yes. So he says, can I speak to her? He says, no. He said, why not? He said, she's busy. He said, well, is your daddy there? He said, yes. He said, can I speak to him? He said, no, he's busy too. He says, have you got any brothers and sisters? He said, yes, I've got a brother and a sister. He said, are they there? He said, yes, they're both here. He says, can I speak to them? He said, no, they're both busy. So he said, is there anyone else in the house? So he says, yes, there's 2 policemen. He says, can I speak to them? He said, no. He said, they're busy. He said, what's everybody doing? And George says, they're looking for me.
Yes, I was asked by Carol Reed. We did a film called The Way Ahead, which I helped to write. I was only 23 years old, or 22. And I was playing the part of an Arab innkeeper in Tunisia during the war. And Stanley Holloway was in the... It was a big close-up of him and someone else talking. And I was... there were Arabs sitting around, and I was cleaning up and talking, and Carol Reed said, would you talk to them in Arabic? And I said, I don't speak a word of Arabic. And Carol said, well, we won't catch the words, just give a sound, that'll be enough. So while the others were acting their heads off in the foreground, I was going to the back, taking orders and cleaning tables and saying, and on I went, and suddenly all the Arabs got up and went out. And we had to cut. And Carol said, what happened? I said, I don't know, I was just cleaning the table. And they were all in the corridor having a union meeting. And they were very angry. And they were sure that I'd called them tortoise droppings. And it was the size of the animal which offended them. Lion's droppings would have been rather flattering. And mosquitoes droppings, and I would have been dead.
No, I have to tell you why this is so difficult for me to do this. Don't worry about. Don't have to move the camera. I just.
Meanwhile,
this is what I'm looking at. It's sort of a publicity photo, but I feel like I'm talking to the weatherman.
I hate to tell you this, but you are. But actually, what I'm doing...
It's quite a good picture. It's a very good picture, and I'd like to keep this. Sign it for me? Do I look tired? No, because it's an experiment. It has to do with jet lag. I know I'm like 16 hours difference. And I feel fine now, but I wondered if I look, 16 hours of jet lag there.
Yes, you do. The interesting thing that I think people say about you in Australia is that you don't look normally as though you're a funny man. I mean, as I say, without the nose and all sorts of things, you look a bit like Robert Redford's brother or someone who's a little more serious.
Well, thank you, Ray.
If we can quickly fill in your background for an Australian audience again, I mean, we don't get the Carlson Show regularly, but you seem to have the right credentials, having been born in not Waco, but Waco, Texas, and having been brought up alongside Disneyland. That's all you needed, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I started there as a guidebook salesman when I was 10. It's not very interesting, but it's the truth.
Not very funny either. You then went to college, and you did philosophy and decided to get a real job in writing comedy.
That's right.
Which comedy stars did you write for, Steve?
Oh, I don't know. It's very easy to make wisecracks when you're 6,000 miles away from the audience. But they can't come after you.
Want a bet? I feel somewhat lucky that I'm 6,000 miles away from him. I think it'd be much worse if I was sitting in the same studio.
What's interesting with these close-ups, you only have 2 cameras here. I have no pants on.
I mean, everything we read now, certainly since Flying High, and then this movie, they talk about the practical jokes, the pranksters, the humour. Didn't someone actually know that you had a sense of humour?
Well, behind the camera, I did, quite a bit of, comedy behind the camera, but I never got a chance. But I have been known for practical jokes, but not too many.
They are legendary names, aren't they? Sir Peter Ustinov, Michael Caine, Steve Martin, Wayne Cotter.
Wayne who?
What do you mean Wayne who? Wayne Cotter. You know, he was the New York comic. Billboard magazine called him the hottest new comic of the decade. He came, he saw, he conquered, and he disappeared. Tough business, comedy.
I do the stupidest thing drive. You know the numbers on the speedometer tell the mileage on the car, the odometer? When those digits all turn the same, is that a big moment for you? I love that. I'll see 33331. I get all excited. It's coming! Start driving like this. Drive right into a ditch, you know. Cop comes over, can I help you? Yeah, just push me 2/10 more.
Do you actually take a photograph when it says 777?
Oh, I've done that. Pull over and just sure. Sometimes I miss it. That's the worst. She said 33335. Oh, great. You know, I gotta drive another 11111111. Take the car home, jack it up, put a brick on the accelerator. I can put another 11,000 on this baby in a couple of days.
Who's a naughty boy? Now then, what?
Oh, I hate this bit.
That's what you said last night. Now then, what are you going to do for us today?
Sing.
He wants to sing. What are you going to sing?
Stop spitting in my face.
Your 5-year-old face is a dirty disgrace.
There you go, the Crankies, Mr. and Mrs. Cranky. Just your average happily married couple. But odd couples, double acts, have always made us laugh. Abbott and Costello, Morecambe and Wise, John Singleton and Belinda Green. Well, believe it or not, this was their hilarious double act, just a few days before their divorce came through.
Belinda and I had a fantastic marriage and had a good run.
We had great times.
And,
Good memories.
And then Belinda said, I think this marriage would be helped if you didn't come home anymore. Oh, what a pity.
Well, what? Now, listen, getting the radio job at 2KY, was that, the agreement was that as long as you divorced him, you'd get the job?
I'm having the time of my life. No wonder John enjoyed it so much.
I think it's only fair though, Ray. You got the house, the car, the kids. Why not my job? I'd be the one to give her away. Anyone said, who gives this woman away? I say, geez, I bloody will for sure. Quick hands, you know, cut out pass straight to the winger.
Mickey, can I butt in for a minute?
You certainly may.
Well, I mean, I'm a bachelor, and...
good for you.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a very endangered species.
No, I think we're a growing species because we have I read somewhere that, in fact, just after the war, and just before the war, there were more women than men. And that's why you always got stories of spinsters. Women were always left on the shelf. But it seems to me that more and more it's men. We have more men than women. And so therefore there are going to be more bachelors around. But that's by the by. I mean, I'm resigned to being a bachelor.
Get to the point of the story. I forgot what you were talking about.
So do I.
But Mickey, I guess the question is, how did you pay the alimony?
You sure know how to hurt a guy. Alimony. Do you know what alimony is?
What is it? I don't know.
That's like pumping gas in another guy's car.
I did a picture called Death Trap, and I played a gay man, and I had to kiss Christopher Reeve, who was the one who played Superman.
And you got paid for this?
I got paid for it. You would have done it for nothing, wouldn't you?
I know,
But it was the tightest lipped kiss in the history of the world.
No tongues?
No tongues, nothing. I said to him, if you even open your mouth, I'll kill you. And I meant it.
When I count to 3, you'll be wide awake, and you'll turn around and you'll have a look at Ray. You'll look at Ray Martin, and you'll suddenly find yourself extremely attracted to him. You think he looks extremely cute, and you just want to go and sit next to him, or stand next to him. Now, if he should smile at all, the attraction will suddenly grow and be magnified by 10 times. If he should try and move away from you, you'll just take it as a come on. You'll think it's a come on and he's encouraging you, but just playing hard to get. 1, 2, 3, you're wide awake.
I don't know, there's something about big moustaches and big Victorians. They always want to kiss other blokes. But north of the border, gentlemen observe the rules, the Marquess of Queensberry rules. Have a look at these two larrikins in a memorable moment, a high point in the history of Australian television.
You're the same tack, Goose, unless you fought for Australia and bled for Australia.
I didn't
right
say that at all.
And you are implying it all the way.
You're a low rat, Ron. You really are a low rat.
And you are a sanctimonious...
I have been an Australian from day one.
You live with a badge and that's all you got.
Do you know what that is?
What is it? What is it? He's not going to push me.
Sit down. It's easy enough. You just play yourself. You've got to be confident and watch the step at the back, like he says.
It's the great Norman wisdom. In his 70s, the old master still falls about and fools about as well as anyone. So the best of British, I don't know. Where do you start and who do you leave out? Now, are all your jokes, is all your comedy visual like that? I mean,
Oh, yes, all of mind you.
Do you tell a joke?
I used to tell jokes, but they used to be so funny I couldn't help laughing at them myself. But I'm all right now because I've been practicing. I never laugh. Now I go straight through the joke and I don't even snigger.
Could you tell us a joke now?
What, now?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what, without laughing?
Without laughing. Don't laugh.
Well, right.
Give it a go. No, don't laugh.
I don't know. I was walking down the street the other day and I saw some man laying in the road with his ears to a manhole cover. So I went over to him and I said, "What are you doing down there?" I said, "What are you doing down there?" You see? He said...
No, don't laugh, no.
I was walking down the street the other day and I saw some man laying in the road. I was walking down the street the other day. I said, "What are you doing down there?" He said, "Oh, God. Oh, God." Hey, what do you think of that?
Got a story for you. You want a story? Got a story? Time for a story? Absolutely. You know, you've said it here, you know. Once you're out here, you run the show, don't you?
No. Do you want a long story?
A short story.
Short story. I'll give you a long story. It actually is one of my favourite stories because it encompasses all the things of Irish storytelling and slightly kind of cynical and...
Can I have a drink, you?
You can, do.
Thank you.
And as a man arrives in a village in Ireland, and as he's walking through the village, there's a kind of strange atmosphere in the village. There's an odd atmosphere. The one thing, there's no animals, there's no dogs, there's no children. Nobody's in the street. There's nothing in the street. It's totally empty. And as he goes by the various houses, he sees women looking at him through the curtains and pulling the curtains back again. He said, "What the hell is this?" And when he arrives in the town square, it's a market town, there's a funeral entourage going by. There's a coffin. There's one of the most gigantic men he has ever seen in his life. He has a face that looks like it's been carved from stone, a great nose, and blue eyes like ice. And he's got a dog on a lead, which stands as big as a donkey. Great big Irish wolfhound. And it's slobbering. And the teeth are all, and the tongue is, and the eyes are that terrible bloodshot thing. And behind the man is another man. And behind that man is another man. And behind that man is another man. And there's 40 people standing behind this man, walking in slow march behind the coffin. And this stranger goes up to the man. He said, "Excuse me, what's happening?" He said, "I'm burying my wife." He said, "Oh." She must have been a greatly loved person because, he said she was hated. She was the most despised person in the town. She had a tongue like an adder. God, Jesus, we were praying for her death for years. And he said, "Really?" He said, yes, really. He said, well, this was her dog, obviously. He said, the dog adored it. He said, the dog killed her. The dog tore her throat out. He said, would you like to sell the dog? He said, get to the end of the queue.
My Lord Mayor, my Lady Mayoress, ladies and gentlemen, what a delight it is to be here, because I am no longer a young man. Indeed, people rarely invite me to make after-dinner speeches these days, largely because they are convinced I am going to die at any moment. Or that at least I won't remember what I'm supposed to be saying from one moment to the next. But I wish to take this occasion of my retirement from political life to talk about the future of our nation, because this country is facing the gravest economic crisis since 1825. And you know, many of us still remember.
I always believed, you know, there's no such thing as bad language. There's only bad use of good language. And you shouldn't swear unless you're good at it, and I'm awful good at it.
So when did you start? Did you actually sort of come into this earth swearing, or was there a stage when someone...
Well, it started pretty soon, yeah. I remember I swore a lot as a child, you know. Just right after I started smoking, swearing kind of fell into and look, listen, don't tell me that Australians are shocked at people who swear. Get out of here.
Now, what do you feel naked without your goatee beard?
But I've had no beard for a long time, and I'm kind of used to it now. I'm used to this face. And it's weird, people meet me and they say, you look better with a beard, you know. And I say, you could lose a bit of weight off your ass. And you know, they feel entitled to tell you that you're ugly. And that's not my rules. I don't like that.
And so apart from smoking and swearing, you've always been a diplomat as well, have you?
That's very good.
What about Australia this time? What changes? I take you'll be taking the mickey out of us, I hope?
No, I haven't been here long. I flew straight in and started work. It's looking good. The people keep saying there's a recession, but it looks pretty damn good to me. You know, coming from my background, everything... See, when you come from Glasgow, everything's a bonus. You know? When the rain clears up, you just want to sing songs, you know? And you can't believe... I mean, I'm sure some people are having a hard time and are unemployed and all that, but it's hard to believe in a sunny place, you know? It just seems so jolly.
Let me read that piece that you've got about...
no, actually, I got here a week ago and I've seen Dallas or whatever you got. You can't act, man. Can I read my own book? Seriously. I mean, for real.
Down.
Have you? Yes, you've right. You've marked it. You want me to read this bit?
Yeah.
No, you wanted to read it, didn't you?
Every opportunity.
Here's a little bit. You're theatrical. I love you, right? Anyway, here we go. Consisting of pastry so greasy if you drop one on the floor it will stop the boards creaking, and a substance called meat, which is made of minced string in gravy. This horrendous creation takes almost obligatorily with a squirt of tomato sauce is delicious. Delicious in a way that only truly awful, stupefyingly unhealthy food can be. Delicious in a way that vegetables, or indeed anything that is good for you, can only dream of being. Hence, it has so far withstood all efforts to ponce it up. I mean, you know how, like, horrible kind of fast food, oh, yum, I really fancy a horrible burger, even though they're destroying the rainforest to make them, oh, yum, greasy fish and chicken, I wring them out and eat the grease. It's terrible, isn't it? Why did God make us love all the things that we hate so much? You know, with the exception of you, Ray, we all love you and we love you. There's no question about that. Look, the father of the nation, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
You were wrong, you are a pommy poser.
I am not! Look at that, holds him himself.
If you'd have written this book, not even 10 years ago, but 5 years ago, it would have been science fiction.
Yes.
It's become science fact.
It has become science fact. I mean, we're having to face up to the fact, and it isn't a fashion thing. People are getting off on the environment and saying, oh, it's this year's fashion. It's not like changing your haircut. Well, it's not something you've ever done, I'll admit. But, I mean, it's here.
Oh, gee.
It's here.
Never trust a pom.
Oh,
Never
sorry,
trust a
Ray.
pom. I thought you were a friend.
It's here. I am. I'm a matey. I'm a matey. I love you, Ray. I really do. Well, the whole nation does.
Through the savage roar of town, I have searched for Brian Brown. I have traced his fleeing footsteps on the silent forest floor. To glimpse his form heroic, I have plodded ever stoic and suffered deprivation on the plain of Nullarbor. By his outfit shall ye know him, Dryser bones shall swing below him, in a genuine akubra with the marks of battle scored. In my dreams I go to meet him, in my dreams I run to greet him, trampling o'er the lightly trampled form of Rachel Ward. Maybe he's down in Narrow Court, where life is hard and short, and over the merinos he is studiously bent, where the shearing shed is rank, and the wool is warm and dank, and the sheep mill in confusion as they wonder where it went. Oh, the films in which I've seen him, wished me husband could have been him. Like the setting sun, his image slowly fadeth from the plain, and the spirit of the bush and the grin upon his mush is luring me to go and try to find him once again.
Settle down, please. Here we go, the ultimate in juggling. I'm going to combine a running chainsaw with spinning teeth that can dismember a man in a fraction of a second with 2 writhing kittens with irretractable claws that can cause nasty scratches and pulled threads in clothing. Now, actually starting the chainsaw while holding 2 writhing kittens is a trick even I haven't mastered yet. I need help. See, ma'am, can you start the chainsaw for me, please? All right, here. You hold the kittens, okay? You hold the kittens. I'll start the chainsaw, right? Now, when I get the chainsaw started, I'm going to give you a signal, right? When I give you the signal, you just throw me the kittens.
Please don't phone. They weren't real kittens.
Yes, they were.
Well, it wasn't a real chainsaw anyway.
Yes, it was.
Well, it's not his real hair. Anyway, this next bloke is for real. Really funny. Mr. Victor Borger.
Oh, my glasses. This should have been in the piano. Sorry about that. I didn't try to. has no sense of rhythm.
You just take the microphone like this and go.
But the one thing, as I understand from what I've read, Danny, that you took absolutely seriously and you put some time and effort into was getting married.
I can't. No, you're mistaken. I put time and effort into staying married, but I got married to my current wife, Gretchen, the very first night we met. After 7 hours of meeting her, we got married in my living room.
What? That's a little unusual. Why was that? What was the circumstance?
Well, I'll tell you, and there's a perfectly good motive behind this, trust me. What happened is she called me up at the radio station and invited me out. Now, normally, it's a standard rule for a disc jockey never to date the girls who call because they all sound like Christy Brinkley on the phone, but they look like Quasimodo once you get over. And I went to her house, and I couldn't believe it. She was beautiful. I mean, she's an absolutely lovely girl. And she had made a great dinner, and we went out, and then we went out dancing afterwards, and we went to my apartment where I proceeded to get overly romantic. And she looked at me, and she said, "I'm sorry, I won't do that till I'm married." And I thought, I'm $90 into this already. Okay. So I went downstairs and got the yellow pages, found a minister who would marry us, and we got married right there in my living room by midnight. We've been happily married ever since. As a matter of fact, to be sincere, I mean, my first question in the morning is, I thought, oh man, what have I done now? I mean, I've done some stupid stuff, but I can't believe I'm married to a stranger. And I woke up in the morning and I said, listen, I'm sorry about this, but what's your name? And she looked at me in the face and said, Mrs. Bonaducci.
All the things you read about yourself, I guess the most distressing would have been to read about your death before you'd actually committed it?
Well, there were several rumors of my death, and some of them were distressing. The first one I ever heard was that I had been killed in Vietnam while fighting alongside Beaver Cleaver. Can you imagine jumping into that foxhole? Oh. The worst one, though, it was actually quite flattering. I was driving to high school. I was in the 11th grade. And I was driving to school. My favorite song was playing on the radio, and they interrupted it with a special bulletin that said, the world of show business has been delivered a devastating blow. Danny Bonaducci of the Partridge Family has been found dead in his car. And first thing I thought was, bummer. But then I thought about it for a minute. I thought, well, being dead's a pretty good excuse not to go to class. So I went home and I'm watching TV. And now I went to one of those private schools with a bunch of celebrity kids and stuff like that. Pretty much a vast wasteland. And I turned on my TV and there's my classmate, Michael Jackson. And he sings a song, and Don Cornelius, the host of the show, Soul Train, comes over and says, well, Michael, do you go to school with any other child celebrities? And he said, yeah, I go to school with Danny Bonaducci from the Partridge Family. And the host says, well, what's he like? And Michael says on national TV, well, he's always starting fights, the teachers hate him, and he's a pretty weird guy.
Michael Jackson.
Being called a weird guy by Michael, that's feeling something. And I wasn't sure if I had been insulted yet, because being dead slows you down. And when I decided I was angry, and I went to school, and it had a little auditorium surrounded by little doors. I mean, there was only 80 students from 7th grade to 12th grade, about 6 guys per class. So I stood in the middle where I knew everybody could hear me, and I yelled, Jackson, I'm gonna kick your butt. It's a really bad choice of words, because I'd forgotten I go to school with all the Jacksons. They started pouring out of doors. They were gonna beat me up with choreography, man. I hung in at first.
There were 27 of them, too.
Well, yeah, and at first I'm thinking, all right, well, I can probably take LaToya. But Tito is a really big guy, so right then and there I answered that ancient schoolyard debate. Yep, the Jackson 5 can beat up the Partridge Family. And by the way, you're the first Australian audience I have met, and I've been very nervous, because I've met a couple of really weird disc jockeys since I've been here. I was woken up this morning by a puppet. Called me and said, what was his name? Ragro?
Agro.
Agro. I couldn't believe it. I got woken up. This is the first time I've ever been awakened by a doll. At least that one I didn't have to blow up first.
This is the coolest. Check this out. It is. Shut up, you guys. Wait. This
I love to take to horror movies, and I love to sneak up and sit in front of about 5 or 6 people, right at that part in the movie when they're sitting there, hanging onto the edge of their seat going, oh, wrong movie, sorry. Right at that scary part, though, I like to do this. Dale. Wait, imagine if all your hair was frightened. Wait, look, you guys, even Madonna. Hey, wait, let me show you. This is the coolest. Look. Whenever I was delivering pizza, I'd walk up, knock on the door, and go, ma'am, sir, pizza. When they'd answer, I'd do this. Hey, do you remember these, you guys? Do you have these? Tin can telephones? These are the best. Have you seen kids nowadays? Mobile. Sure, you guys, how many times have you been late for a date and had to get ready in a matter of moments? No problem, you need this baby. It's the coolest. Check this out. It's my cordless Stylomatic. Shut up, you guys, it's a living. Slap her on, start her up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds, you're ready for your date.
You right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Who's the pretty emu then?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Now, you see, look, he likes that, look, he likes that.
That's all right. Hey, he's a pretty boy then, eh?
He's very nice.
Yeah, he is a good. Yeah.
Now, the other thing you have to do, you see.
Yeah.
It'll be all right if you just go like
Over the back as well.
there.
Yeah.
You see there.
Easy, easy, easy.
I have to be very careful.
Why?
Because he eats worms.
Oh, okay. I think we might. Jeff, would you like to introduce this song next?
And John Brown thought that koalas were a bit of a worry. Over the years, I've interviewed presidents and prime ministers, Democrats and dictators from all over the world. But they were a pushover compared to this next puppet regime.
I can't believe you. Why do you do this, huh? It's time, Dave. Time for what? I have to kill again. All ventriloquist puppets have to use their energy from a human soul. Ray, Chuck, come on. I don't steal No, Chuck, now wait. No. Stop, I've seen this. You turn your head around right now. You stop this, Chuck. I'm not Chuck. Guacamole. You stop this. Now you listen here. Chuck? Ray, what's going on
We
here?
lost him?
I'm talking to the thing inside of Chuck. Inside of Chuck. Inside of Chuck. Now, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? What do you want? Do you want? Ellie McPherson. This is a comedy show. We're here to do jokes. Two demons lock into a bar. That's not funny. Get your hands off me. I want my Chuck back. You can't have him. David, get me out of here. Help me. Who the hell's that? Laura Palmer? I'll get an exorcist. He's seen too many movies. I'll get a doctor. He got no insurance. I'll get a chainsaw. Just kidding, Dave. It's me.
Now, I understand that you, Chuck, that you do impressions of famous people?
Yeah, I taught. I'm not doing the impressions. Chuck, this is part of the show. I'm not going to do those stupid impressions. Don't worry about it. I got a little announcement. This is the last time I'm working with this jerk here. What are you talking about? I'm sick of these jokes that aren't funny.
Hang on, you guys.
You keep out of this, Ray. I'll kick your butt. Hey. What's with you, huh? I want to do jokes, Dave, without you. Oh, you do.
But we're live.
I don't need you, Straussman. What are you saying? Watch my lips. I don't need you, Jocelyn. Okay. You don't need me? You want to be the big star? Go ahead. Why don't you tell a joke? Go ahead. You don't need me? Here you go.
Dave.
Here, do a show,
Dave.
do a joke.
Hang on.
I've had it with him, and I don't need this anymore. You're nothing without me. Just a stinking little puppet.
Dave.
Can't fire me because I quit.
Hang on. We're live. What do I do? I'm left with the dummy, right? What do I do with the dummy?
I'm not a dummy, Ray.
How did you do that? How'd you do that?
Oh, I moved my mouth. How do you talk, huh? Yeah, who's the dummy now, huh? I'll tell you, want to do a ventriloquist, Ray?
Can anyone be a ventriloquist?
Yeah, stick your hand on my back. Go ahead, do it.
Just
Do
right.
it. Ooh, yeah.
Look, when I do this, look, both arms move, look.
Unbelievable.
It's like aerobics.
But I guess it'd be a bit tricky, for example, for you to shake hands with me, wouldn't it?
It certainly would, but I can do it if you like.
Go on, do it. Let's see you do it.
Okay, just come a bit closer. Stay there, all right? Stay there. Okay,
gotcha.
hang on 2 seconds. There we go. Hang on 2 seconds. Okay.
Now I'll fill in for a while here while Echo reappears.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay, hang in there. Listen,
I'm coming. Oh, that takes it out of me. Just thought of that one. That's a good one.
Now listen, I guess it's a bit like asking people about their BO problem. Do you have a BO problem?
Not even real, Ray, please. Help me, why did I come on this show? I thought Anne-Marie was bad.
I got 2 degrees. Now listen, what about do you... I gotta get personal. Do you have a fur ball problem?
Not if I dress to the left, I'm okay.
Now, a bloke as serious as you, why would you write a giant bumper comic book?
Because Mr. Blackman, who handles me, apart from the other guy you can see...
What does he do?
He handles me. He's my manager.
Okay.
He said, it's about time you got a body, right? You look at me in the eye, Ray. Let's establish face contact
Which particular eye would you like me to look at?
Just sort of look at the middle of it, all right? Just pretend my eye's there, okay? I know I'm not aggro, but, you know. Anyway, he said, I said, I want a body. He said, well, if you do a comic book, maybe you can save up enough money to buy a body. So that's what I'm doing. And it's a toss-up between Elle Macpherson or Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know whose body I want.
Now, listen,
Bit of both would be nice, actually.
You've paid special tribute to your family. Are they flattered by this?
Oh, my word, yes. You know my dad, Sydney. And there's more Daphne, that's my mum. And I've got a brother who does a bit of boxing. He's called Kidney. And not forgetting my punk brother, Acne. And here's the big finish, folks. My half-Italian brother, Fettuccine. They all love me.
But I can see your face, and the audience can't. You wouldn't want to sort of sneak a...
No, well, no. It's in my contract. My face is never to be seen. Because when I was a real little tacker, Mr. Martin, I was washing my rock collection in Mum's blender. Right? I was washing my rock collection. I've got a rock collection. And I had it in the blender, and Acne snuck up behind me and shoved my face in it, and it's been like this ever since. So you're not allowed to see my face, all right?
Now, listen...
They once put a Bert Newton face on them. That Bert Newton mask. I spun around very quickly, but that terrified people even more, so I had to go back to my old face.
No, you shouldn't say that. It's not nice.
I love Bert.
Okay.
You want to whack me, don't you? You want to punch me right in the nose.
I'm going to whack you.
If I had a nose, you'd punch me on it, wouldn't you?
But I guess out of sympathy, but with a face like that, you'd pull the birds, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, I'll get the odd one or two. Got a magpie yesterday. And you ain't no oil painting either, by the way.
anybody here have trouble getting their doona into the doona cover? You know that thing you sleep under? What do you call it? What do you call it? Doona. Doona. That's what the problem was. I was saying it wrong. I was saying get in there, doona. If I had said get in there, doona, I probably would have jumped straight in. I realised afterwards some people actually get inside the doona cover, then get the doona in with them, and then sneak out as if they weren't there. Or is that just me? It took me 4 hours to get the doona inside the doona cover. It took me another 2 hours to get out again. And I realised afterwards it only took me like 2 seconds to get the pillow inside what I thought was a pillowcase. I realised I'd mixed the two of them up. Easy mistake, couldn't have happened to anyone.
Yeah, Jim Owen. There's something about the Irish accent, isn't there? It seems tailor-made for all those tall stories. So that was the Irishman, now for the Yank and the Pom. Lenny Henry, from the slums of Brixton in London, is bubbly and bouncy and full of life, and he's very funny. Stephen Wright, possibly the most admired comedian in America, always seems to look like he'd rather be at the dentist. The deadest of deadpan comics, but also very funny.
So I get off the plane and I forgot to undo my seatbelt and I'm pulling the plane through the terminal. And the wings are knocking people over and I said, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. I remember when I was a fetus, I used to sneak out at night when my mother was sleeping. I thought to myself, you know, now's the time I should start stealing some stuff since I don't have any fingerprints. I'm gonna get a tattoo over my whole body of me but taller. I woke up this morning, I was folding my bed back into a couch. I almost broke both my arms because it's not one of those kind of beds. Yesterday I bought a decaffeinated coffee table. Can't even tell by looking at it. You know, I was in the store, I saw this old woman wearing a full-length fur coat, and I walked over to her. I said, excuse me, ma'am, what kind of animal is that coat made out of? And she said, raccoon. And I said, my God, he must have been huge. Are there any questions?
But that's, I was looking at some other lines. I mean, the line of, imagine if birds were tickled by feathers.
Right, birds would just be flying along, laughing hysterically. And if there was no gravity, when birds died, they would just stay right up there. The sky would be full of dead birds.
And when trees blow back and forth, that's what causes the wind.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to pitch your material, but it's just...
No, I think you should do my show.
How about I took a lie detector test? No, I didn't. Where do they come from, though?
I just go around and I hang out with people and do things, and just like a joke just comes into my head. It's like there's no joke, no, and then there's a joke. It's like a little guy in my head telling me the joke. Really, I don't. It's my subconscious is telling me. It's because I'm insane. Is what it is.
Snakes have no arms. That's why they don't wear vests. I was arrested for resisting arrest. Last one. Ballerinas. Why are they always on their tiptoes?
Why don't they just get taller women?
True story, age of 15, Lenny Henry plays truant from school and goes and auditions for New Faces.
I auditioned for this thing when I was 15 because I must explain. I used to mimic people. I used to impersonate, you know, Kojak. Who loves you, baby? Frank Spencer.
Hello, Betty. Who saw the Queen on Christmas Day then?
You know, and all that garbage. And it works, though. I used to do it. I couldn't believe it. I'm so great. I know I'm good. I used to do all that. And so I used to do impersonations. And This is what I did at school to amuse my friends. And I got up at this disco one night and did Elvis. Thank you. And Elvis is one of my heroes, you know. I mean, I remember,
got Elvis, Jeff?
I remember exactly where I was when he died, which is more than he can. And
but you know where he is today?
I know where he is today. He's working in McDonald's, isn't he? Thank you. Do you want fries with that? Thank you very much, sir. Okay, we've got the fillet of fish today. Have some of that. Thank you very much.
What about the Royals? I mean, do they provide you with material?
Well, not really. I tend to leave them alone because they get such stick from everybody else. You know, it's a shame, really. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. It's too easy. You know, and they can't. People say, well, they can't hit back. I think they could. They could chop your head off, couldn't they, for a start? I mean, you know, I like. I've met Princess Di, and I've met Charles, and you know, okay, he talks to plants. So what? So do I. You know, they're not my personal friends. You know what I mean? I'd like you to meet my pet cactus. Say hello, Charlie. You know, it's a cactus. It's not going to talk back, Charles. So, you know, but I don't really worry about them all.
The Michael Jacksons of this world? I mean, do they...
Michael Jackson worries me, you know, because he made a record called It Makes No Difference If You're Black or White. I don't know if you saw that video. Mm-hmm. Now, what is he talking about? It makes no difference if you're black or white. He's whiter than Edward Scissorhands, for goodness sakes. You know, I don't know if you saw that video at the beginning of the black and white video where the African guys were dancing with him. They were dancing away, and I'm sure they were saying, who is this white guy? And why has he come all the way to Nigeria to grab his willy like this? I don't understand. You know, I mean, and what is that? Oop, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. There's nothing there, you know. The plastic surgery. Oh, yes, he's had it all taken away, love. All. Michael has had it all taken away. He wants to be as one with everything. Not male, not female, just ale. And mind you, too, is. Anyway.
Yeah.
How good is that?
We got a small glass here of equal sweetener sugar.
Right.
Now, just taste that for me if you want to dip your finger in there and taste that equal for me. Yeah?
Yep.
Now, the remarkable thing is, if you take sugar and water and mix them together, watch what happens to the sugar. Can you see? It gets wet.
So we've got wet sugar.
Now, what I'm about to do, I'm going to pop this bowl of sugar into the belly, put in the water. We're going to separate the water from the sweetener, and we'll bring the water up after the sugar. No, we won't. We'll bring the sugar up nice and dry. Coffee? There we go.
Now, anyone prepared to bet that he won't bring the sugar up dry?
It's coming up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The sugar, dry.
Yes.
Sugar. Right. Yeah.
Just getting it together.
Gives you a gesture just looking at him, doesn't it? When I was a child, I was told that men who dress up as women were a bit funny. Well, here are two blokes in drag who are very funny indeed. Thank you very much.
I'll tell you a secret. This was from my birthday cake.
When was your birthday?
On Monday.
I probably shouldn't, but can I... How old were you?
Oh, don't, you rude boy. That's my mystery. A woman shouldn't give all his mysteries away, you know. Because the last time I told the bloke what my birthday was, it was when Con took me out about 16, 17 years ago to a Chinese restaurant. And the man said, what is your birthday? And I told him. And he told him the year. And he said that I was born in the year of the pig. Rude man, so I don't tell anyone now.
Okay, I'm sorry I asked.
What's your birthday, Ray?
I'm a Sagittarian.
Oh.
December.
Half man, half horse. Ray? Can I ask you, Ray, which half is the horse? That's the horse!
Front row's doing it.
That's all. Down the same hand, goes. Now both together.
Oh!
I'm not wearing my being scared now. You know.
And just watch that camera over there when you do that high kick.
Oh, no.
What would Con say? Can you imagine if he's at home and watching Turn on Midday and watch?
He probably is. Hello, Con. How are you today? Guess where I am? I'm in trouble. That's where I am.
You're in deep trouble.
I know.
Now listen, so the water aerobics like Jane Fonda, like all these other beautiful women.
That's right. All of them. Except I'm not doing it to build weight on, like with Jane Fonda. I'm doing it just to keep the weight I got, maybe move it around a bit, you know.
Where would you like to put a little more shape?
I don't know. I've got a lot of shape anyway. I don't know. I think my calves is my best feature.
Oh, your calves?
Yeah. You
What?
want to see them? My calf muscles, I've been working on them for a long time, Ray.
Right.
And, something just fell down. I got my little duva fell out. I think this, sorry. The little duva for the sound.
That's for the
microphone duva.
That's for the microphone, is it?
I
Oh.
must have been doing the jumping around. I don't know. Sorry. I was going.
Right.
Is it all right? What am I supposed to do now, Ray?
I think we should go for a break now. Is it true, I read this and you don't know whether you believe everything you read in magazines, but I did read that in fact you had actually given Princess Di some tips about how to get rid of the stretch marks after the birth?
Oh, I did. I helped her at every stage of that relationship, viewers. When the little Bubba was first born, I remember she was terribly worried about stretch marks. She'd read something in ITA. I don't think she gets ITA. But, by the way, isn't it spooky, someone calling a magazine after themselves? I mean, Edna, perhaps. But ITA, never mind. Bless her, I love her all the same, darling little thing. However, I did give her an old stretch mark remedy, which my mother used. And you know, my mother still has no stretch marks at all. She's in the maximum security twilight. No stretch marks at all. On her face, yes, but not on any other part of her body. And this is the cream. It has a little extract of the secret ingredient is wombat spleen jelly. It is very difficult to get, you know, because they're protected animals. So you have to find ways and means. Have to break into the zoo at night, things like that.
Now, the last time, in fact, the first time we met and worked together, you graced us, was in fact when we covered the royal wedding of Andy and Fergie in London.
At the top of that bus.
We were
And
sitting on top of a
we
red
were
bus.
up there, we were both, Ray and I, covering Fergie's wedding, and we were on the top of the bus, and as the royal cortege, I nearly called it, passed, little Fergie looked up and she saw us. Well, she didn't see you, but she saw her face lit up. It did.
In fact, she waved.
She waved at us, didn't she? And that's not worked out at all.
Incompatible?
Well, I have to say this. I always thought this is, please, just between ourselves. This mustn't go any further. How many people viewing, roughly?
1 million or so?
1 million or so. Well, please, no further. I always thought Fergie was a teeny weeny little bit, as my mother used to say, C-O-M-M-O-N. Just a tiny bit. And by the very, very soft little titter from the studio audience, I can see that there's a very high percentage of illiteracy here today.
As the old song goes, there is nothing like a dame. Certainly no one quite like Dame Edna. In England, Edgbaston, Birmingham, is one of the great cricket grounds. In Australia, there's a Birmingham with an Edge, who's one of the great cricket satirists. Now here is the 12th man, Billy Birmingham.
You know, dear Bill, congratulations on the success of the new record, and and I didn't think it'd do so well, so it shows you what I know about comedy. and there's always just the paragraph at the bottom is just a couple of points worth noting. Chappelle's voice not good enough, and too much swearing for the sake of it. But in a word, brilliant.
Who's the favourite voice?
Well, over the years, Richie has been, you know, because he's sort of been in that central commentary position role, you know, he's been the steadying influence over the years. Well, there he is now. So I've always liked doing Richie, and I find, as I've sort of travelled around the country as the 12th man, that everyone does him. Everyone has a go at him. Children, women, little furry animals, everyone has a go at doing Richie, you know. He's just the most imitated person I've ever come across. But over the last couple of years, I think Bill might have emerged as a bit of a hero, because he's just the feedback I'm getting from people as I travel around is that, got him, yes, you know, that whole thing. Look, there he is now, got him, on screen. He's just so excitable, and he's so Victorian, and there was one fabulous one-day game earlier this year where it was 75,000 Victorians. What a Christmas present. I mean, these people probably saw it. They weren't 75,000 Australians, it was 75,000 Victorians. What a Christmas present. Got him, yes, move.
You don't want to get tied to an image, Ray. One of these days you'll change your hairstyle, and and maybe you'll get the mickey taken out of you.
Oh, I see. It's going to be one of those days.
Always is.
Good to see you. Congratulations, and come and see us down here soon.
Thank you, and your hair is still perfect.
You like the socks, do
Yeah,
you?
boy, you wearing those for a bet or something? Somewhere there's a naked clown walking around.
So there's always a small man behind a great woman.
Hey, don't get hottest with me, right?
I didn't mean to be hottest at all.
There is nothing sadder than a 70s man trapped in the 90s.
Come on, give me a break. The world's worst fall guy, that's me. Now, Shirley MacLaine is simply amazing. She's pushing 60, she's still out there doing the high kicks on stage and having a high old time behind the scenes too, including a long-running round-the-world romance with Italian movie legend Marcello Mastroianni.
We had known each other for years. We'd traipsed around the world having illicit love affairs, running into each other, never knowing what to say. A big scene just flashed in front of my mind in London. Never mind, Ray.
Give me the adjective, Shirley.
Fantastic. Yes.
That good, eh?
He's kind of a buddy, believe it or not. He's a very sweet, nice, not too interesting buddy. Listen, here's the thing. He would every night after work, regardless if he had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, leave the shoot, and we would finish at 2 in the morning. He would go and have his 7-course Italian meal. And he found a place, he found a restaurant. We shot in Toronto. He found a restaurant that had wonderful female bosoms. I guess there aren't too many wonderful male bosoms, but anyway, they had sculpted statues, and Marcello would go in and have a bottle of wine and a seafood meal with pasta and gaze at these bosoms until 6 o'clock in the morning, and they would come to bed.
An Italian's
Doesn't
heaven.
take much with him.
I hate to tell you, but he watches this show every day religiously.
He probably got off on just that description. Cute kid.
There are a few constants in life, and I would say sex is one of the few constants. It has never disappointed me. It has never bored me. It has always been at least one of the 2 or 3 most interesting things that I've found in life. The other 2 maybe are breathing and eating. I can go a full 30 seconds now when I meet a woman without being totally obsessed with, you know, those thoughts I had at the age of 16.
So you figure
you've
got it under control, have you?
I'm getting there. Do you think, can I ask you questions?
Go for it.
I get the feeling we have a lot in common. What do you think are the main differences between men and women?
I think men are far more romantic than women.
You do?
Yeah.
In what way?
Generally. Flowers, paintings, poetry, songs, love.
Oh, you're going to get mail. Big time. Oh. I just heard an interview on television this morning where a man and a woman were talking, and the woman was saying that women like pillow talk and men don't. And she was saying that men tend to go to sleep after the orgasm, after... you can edit this, I assume. Yes?
Go for it.
Anyways, she says that the man likes to go to sleep because, like Samson, he has to regain his energy, whereas a woman is just, you know, getting started for that she likes foreplay far more than a man does. I do think that foreplay becomes more and more interesting the older we men get. Because I knew a guy who used to have premature ejaculations when he was like 15, 16, 17. And I asked him at 45 if he still had them. And he said, oh, yes, but now it takes 55 minutes. So just by definition, he's more appealing.
Do you think we should talk about the accidental hero?
You started this.
I will never appear nude because I think the greatest enemy of an actor is ridicule. And I think all men in the nude look ridiculous. I don't care how good their bodies are.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
And the women certainly think that.
Yeah, but I do. I think men in absolutely nude just look ridiculous. Nobody is looking at your face, which is where all the expression is, right?
They're looking at your ankles.
Nobody's listening to you because they're all going, oh, you see that? And if you do a nude scene with a woman, everybody's looking at her.
Something I didn't realise either until I read your book is that in love scenes, actors actually wear a codpiece. They actually wear something to protect them.
Well, they do, yeah, because you can get kneed a bit in the rough. No, but in love scenes,
it's like playing cricket, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit like playing cricket. Yeah. But in love scenes, I mean, I do love scenes with just take my shirt off and get into bed and you look nude. You know, I keep my trousers, I keep my boots on.